everyone, to the Subject 4 podcast. We're a fan-made podcast about the Project 863 series put on by the Spellbound team led by Matthias. We are an everything goes type of podcast. We go behind the scenes. We go through interviews. We go through articles that are produced on Spellbound. We do raise the curtain. We do... like everything is up for grabs for us at creating theories. Today I am joined with the lovely Pastel. Say hi. Hi. Don't be scared. It's just me.
I know it's just mimicking how you told me to say hi.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well,
I did what I was told.
Yeah. So today I named the podcast Ghost in the Graveyard because I couldn't really come up with the title because I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited about this episode. Like this episode had okay. I'm putting all my cards on the table right now for you, Pastel.
I was just saying I'm excited too.
I don't like horror movies. I don't find horror movies scary. The bloodier the horror movies are, the less scary they are for me.
I agree.
It takes a lot to scare me. Like I usually like psychological thrillers, like things that mess with your head. So that's why I like Doctor Who so much. Like to me, Doctor Who can be really, really scary sometimes because it's like it's messing with your the way you perceive reality. So to me, I just love that. But this episode. Oh, and then I have coworkers who will try. I have kids in the foster group homes who will try to make me jump by like coming around the corner and being like, rah, and I don't jump. Like in my heart, my heart might skip a beat, but I don't show it on the outside. I just look stone cold and I'm like, hey, what's up?
And no, that's how I react to fear as well. I'm not gonna lie.
It pisses everyone off. They're like, you just don't get scared. And I'm like, if only you knew what happened in the inside. Like I peed a little bit, but I'm not going to show you that I'm scared. But this episode, it made me jump at the end. I have not been jump scared by something in a very, very long time. And congrats, Matthias and Chanel and the editors and Mike Badal for the music. It was fantastic. Chef's kiss. I jumped. We'll get to that though, but it was amazing and I loved it and I'm excited. But hold on a second. My dogs want to go out.
Guess I'll fill in the dead air. How's everybody going? Good to hear. Good to hear.
Sorry about that.
Hi, Shades.
I just realized how hot it was in my room and my dogs were like panting in the background. It was being annoying for me. Anyway, so let's go through this episode. I do not have show beats. My life in the last 24 hours has been crazy, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you've done the math, we are slowly approaching season 2 coming to a close because it's only supposed to be 3 months. So season 2 is supposed to be closing up sometime in September. I don't know when. Dad does not tell me these things. I do not get like the scoop on this. So sorry. But it is supposed to be happening very soon. So the future of the podcast, the producers, some of my moderators, people who are working behind the scenes of the podcast, we have been talking about how to take the podcast up a notch in season 3. So there's so much excitement on that. This episode was just so super exciting. Pastel is actually one of my moderators here on the Discord. They are also working on one of the super secret projects that we're hoping to bring out during the break, to keep everyone invested into this story. So I'm sorry, Pastel, I can't tell everyone just yet what you are in charge of, but I can tell you they have been working extremely hard, and what they are doing behind the scenes right now is just extremely fantastic. And I'm so happy that you're up here on the stage with me for this episode. So thank you, Pastel, for being here. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. You flatter me.
It's awesome. Like, I'm super excited, and everyone else is excited. And and once again, like, this is your guys' platform. Subject 4 is not an Artemis platform. It is not whoever is on stage's platform, even though we do use them as, we do use this platform to shout out people's work, but this is not their work. This is not their platform. This is our platform. So we're trying to make it the best that we can, and that we are trying to make it better for you guys and revamping. Like, if our team at Spellbound is working this hard at revamping things, then we need to work as hard to revamp things for you guys. So just to let you guys know that this is all coming about. All these changes are going to be happening. You guys do get to a say on what is happening. We do, sorry, chat just got me, caught my eye right there. But you guys do get to say if at any time that you guys have feedback, my DMs are open. It does take me a while to get through DMs, but usually on Mondays or Wednesdays, I usually go through all my DMs and I get to chat to you guys about it. And if there is something that you're uncomfortable with the changes, or you don't like the changes, or you think that we should do something a little bit better, please let me know. Okay. So I got that announcement out of the way, but back to this episode. Okay. So this episode starts off with, and Pastel, feel free to jump in when we do these show beats.
Understood.
So this episode starts off with Matthias in a vlog style type of content. Let me find it. I did make a post. And then if moderators, if you can share this post. It's off of Spellbound. Sorry, I posted it. I sent it over to somebody. Somebody super secret.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
It wasn't me, if that's what chat's thinking.
No.
Ain't that special.
We were chatting about this type of content with the other moderators on Spellbound, so I'm going to go ahead and post this into chat. Okay, moderators, here's the link. If you guys can go on there while I am talking right now, if you guys can go onto that link and vote on there, let me know what you guys think about the new vlogging style kind of content. Do we like it? Do we not like it? Just to interrupt the feedback a little bit, let me think. How do I say this? The new vlogging style, I was not a fan of. Because, okay, so the first one, the Discord runs my life. It felt very Battle Universe, did it not, Pastel?
No, it definitely gave off those vibes.
Yeah, so it felt very Battle Universe, and then the next episode with the products, it felt very Dope or Nope.
I mean, I love Dope or Nope, don't get me wrong, but whenever things bleed like that a little too unnaturally, if you know what I mean, it doesn't really fit the theme of what we just went through.
Yeah, and but this vlog style felt more 863.
Agreed.
It didn't feel like Battle Universe. It didn't feel like Dope or Nope. This felt like home. It felt like 863, like way back when like Hannah and CJ were on there and things were just happening around in the office. And
Season 0.
yes, in season 0, and it felt very coming home. And so this episode really brought that nostalgic feel. I mean, it wasn't 863 trying to be Dope or Nope, and it wasn't 863 trying to be Battle Universe. It was very 863, if that makes sense.
Nostalgic was a very good way of putting that. I will say that. It was very nostalgic.
Yes. And so let me go ahead and look at this poll. Now that you guys have had a couple of minutes to go ahead and look at it. Do you have it, Pastel?
Oh, I already voted.
Oh, you already voted. You're like, yeah. I have you on my recommended feed. So there's 66 votes, and it kind of looks like everyone is a fan. There's a big hump. The second biggest hump in this, because I did hot or cold. I didn't do just yes or no type of thing. Because I wanted to know what the temperature of this was.
Right.
The second hump is like kind of in the middle, kind of like we don't really care as long as we get content. As long as we get content, like do whatever you have to, give me my content type of thing. So, but it's overwhelmingly, it's a yes, like they're enjoying it. Like I didn't even put my little icon all the way to the right. I put it slightly to, because it's like, there's still some things that are a little wonky, but I mean, it was good.
I agree.
So, but it's like everyone is like above me and like really enjoying it. So I'm pretty sure, I think that will make our Spellbound team really happy about that, because I know that they've been working hard to work the YouTube algorithm, and I know it should be more about the story and not the algorithm, but the thing is like the algorithm is what pays our team. And yeah, yes, if you're on plus.spellbound.com, your $5 is also going to paying our team, because you've chosen to basically, I'm going to quote the Bible right here, but in the Bible it says, where your treasure is, there is your heart also. So basically saying where you put your money is, that's what you care about the most. And so, so if you're investing in this is what you care about. Not saying that people who can't afford the $5, that this is not something you don't care about. It's just that you can't afford it, and that's okay. Like, we all understand hardships. But I know for a fact that there are a lot of people out there that are like, nah, I just want the content. I don't want, even though they do have that extra $5 a month, they want the content for free type of thing. And I've seen posts like that. Like, I've seen posts that are like, well, how come the Discord has to be for rich people? It's not for rich people. It's just for people who have put their money into the content. And this is an extra feature. This is an extra feature that your investment is going to bring. And this is like, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I'm a member on PewDiePie channel. The only thing I get from the PewDiePie channel is I get access to his Discord, which he very rarely uses, and I get an icon when I chat. Like, I don't get much when I'm a member of PewDiePie, but the thing is that I put it in there because I enjoy his content and I want to see him to keep going. And he not only. And I mean, there was, if you listen to Philip DeFranco, there was an article that Philip DeFranco did about PewDiePie giving all this money to charity. that's, that's fantastic. And so I see this YouTuber doing that. I'm going to put my money into that. Same thing with Mr. Beast. I am a member with Mr. Beast. I'm a member of Jacksepticeye. I'm a member of Markiplier because I enjoy their content. And I'm not going to, I don't see people whining on their stuff about their premium features as much as I see people whining on Spellbound. So sorry. I know this is a rabbit trail. It's just, I just saw that post just now when I refreshed.
It's okay. And that is a very good point, honestly. It's a wholesome way of looking at it. And it's a very good point.
Yeah. And I mean, it just bothers me that Matthias goes through this. I know it doesn't bother him because he's been doing this for years, but you have these big YouTubers who have members and you have to pay to get on their Discord, and you don't see people whining and moaning. What about the poor people? Some people are poor, but they still dish out that $5 because they want to invest and they want to be part of the community. And so, I mean, anyways, I hate to sound like I don't care about people's financial situations because I'm going through it rough right now. I have medical bills. I had an unexpected car bill. So I get it. Life happens. But the thing, it's the people who go on and complain about it that bothers me. So it has nothing to do with to me, I don't see rich or poor because it's even poor people can afford $5 sometimes. So, but to me, what bothers me is that people who just go on there and complain. I'm a moderator. I'll delete it. Just because it's disrespectful for a team. You're just disrespecting. You're just being disrespectful. So.
Oh, 100% you are. No doubt about it. You are being very disrespectful.
Yeah, and our team works hard, and
They do, though. They work so hard.
They do.
They put love into everything they do, and it really shows.
Yeah, and, I said... Oops, sorry. I just moved the OBS. I said all that just because it's this episode with the vlog style and people who have issues with the vlog style. Let's take a step back. Let's breathe. And let's put our trust in the team. Again, I was not a fan. I was not a fan of the vlog style. I was in the background kicking and screaming. And there's a couple of people here in live who I vented to and who I was kicking and screaming with. And then, but I basically inserted my foot in my mouth. So... But anyway, so we open up in this episode with Matthias, vlog style. And he goes and gets Woods, who is Hover Woods, which was another nostalgic moment. They go and they talk about spending the night and going over to the location that was spelled out on the roof of the Mountaineer, the 3 a.m. He was more specific, about the 3 a.m. They go outside, and that's when you see that Matthias had brought his white van. The creepy white van is back that we were in on season 1 when we first saw the Phantom. But by then we were still calling him the Stalker. And that was the first time we got a really good glimpse of the Stalker. And so we go, sorry, voice crack. We go from there to now Woods is all down for the overnight in this spooky location. And we go to Sam, where Matthias now has to convince Sam into going. And while he's convincing Sam, he also invites Bailey. And if you guys don't know Bailey is amazing. She is a huge fan of our podcast. So, hi, Bailey.
Bailey, we love you, and we're so grateful for all the work you do.
Yes, you do all the behind the scenes work, and it's so nice, so refreshing to see you up in front of the camera, and you're so funny too.
Really is though.
Yeah, so Bailey gets invited because she hears that there is pizza involved. They get their pizza. They talk about the new vlog style and how some people are not a fan of it. And honestly, I think that most of the criticisms that I saw on Spellbound, it was more of people were not a fan. It's not that they're not a fan of the vlog content, that they're not a fan of 863 trying to fit their way into Battle Universe, or 863 trying to fit their way into Dope or Nope. Would you agree?
Oh, I would definitely agree.
Yeah, I mean, I had that epiphany after talking about it. I was talking to Emiko before the podcast, and I had that epiphany of, like, I don't think anyone was upset about the vlog style. I think people were more upset of it trying to fit into other content and cancel content. Yeah. Because it was like the Discord runs my life. I believe he changed the episode. Let me look that up.
He did.
Yeah, he changed the episode title, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
What did he change it to? So people who were...
good thing I have that bookmarked. He changed it to...
This was the only option I had.
Oh, I was thinking of a wrong video.
Yeah.
But he changed the name of that one too.
Yeah, this was the only option I had, was the Discord video. And then we found evidence at the crime scene with a thermal camera it was basically a Dope or Nope title. I can't remember what it was. If you remember what it was, can you type it in chat?
It was, I think, $1 versus $1,000 detective gadget.
Yeah, there it is. Emiko has it. Yeah.
Thank you, Emiko, coming in clutch.
Yeah, for people who are watching the videos on Twitch and YouTube, you're not going to be able to see that. But it was basically $1,000 equipment versus, $1 versus $1,000 equipment, and which was very Dope or Nope. And I would have to agree, that kind of content doesn't really fit.
I agree. It felt very, very out of place for 863.
Yeah. And I mean, that's constructive criticism, and I think our team could take that away. And any of the Spellbound people that are listening in right now, I think they know that. That's why Matt went in and changed those. Well, or Chanel, who knows? I have no idea who changed those, but somebody, I'm just up here blaming Matt, but somebody went in and changed those, and I think that they caught on to that before we did just now. So, and I think they caught on to that because they had already filmed this episode, but we haven't caught on to the fact what we didn't like about it until we saw this episode, and we're like, yeah, okay, that vlog style, we like that, okay. So anyway, so we're eating pizza. Then they decide to not go to Walmart. They decide to go to Target for supplies after they find all the lanterns that they've previously bought. And they have a really cool, like, pop-up one that I think is really cool. So they go to Target. They pick up snacks. And games. They were looking at the game section, and me and Soroxa were kind of chatting while the episode was going on, and I don't think he would mind. He said he would really like a bingo version of 863.
I would love that.
I said I would love a Guess Who. A Guess Who version of 863. Somebody get on that. That is Artemis's idea, but I will not take credit if you make it. Like, it's just my idea. So if you actually want to go out there and build a Guess Who 863 version, do it. Like, I think that would be amazing. So, yeah, Guess Who? Yeah. That was like one of my favorite games when I was a kid. That explains a lot why I'm running a podcast about like an escape room type of style on YouTube. Because and Sherlock Holmes is my favorite fictional character. Guess Who and Clue was my favorite games growing up. What about you, Pastel?
I don't really play a lot of board games personally. I mean, we dabbled in Monopoly. I say dabbled as in we didn't go far. I mostly ended up playing games in like elementary school. In middle school, they kind of just threw it out the window. So I don't know how to play Uno to this day. I'm 22 and I still don't know how to play Uno.
Oh my gosh. We're going to have to do a game night, Pastel, and we're going to have to play Uno. Like, would you guys watch that? Would you guys watch the podcast if it was like Artemis and her moderators playing Uno? I'm getting a whole bunch of yes. I would watch that. Yes.
And I see the title now. Pastel learns how to play Uno.
Yeah. There is somebody on the moderation team who loves Uno. And me and Soroxa, I think we're the only ones to ever play with them. But I think they would just enjoy Uno. Shades hates Uno. Well, you're not invited then.
I feel like we should ban Shades.
No, I think no. Better yet, he has to play. That would be amazing. Like, we just get Shades, who's like a complete Eeyore the entire time about playing Uno. And we just terrorize him with it. That'd be awesome. Shades, are you down?
Yeah, are you down for us harassing you in Uno?
Yes. That would be amazing.
Dude, we need to play Cards Against Humanity. I mean, that's not stream friendly, not at all, but I'd be down for that in like a private setting.
Well,
honestly.
Apples to Apples. Apples to Apples is like the kid version of Cards Against Humanity, right?
Ooh, I don't. Bad Apples is what Ink Knight says.
No, it's Apples to Apples. Because I'm bomb at that game. I'm also bomb against Cards versus Humanity. Artemis can have a dirty mind. Yes, she can. Anyways, so they get their games, they get their snacks, and then they're on the road, and they're traveling down the interstate that they saw, or the freeway that they saw on the map on the Mountaineer's hood. Matthias is following some Google pins that he's dropped. One of my favorite parts of this episode was them trying to get the van down this dip. And I have to drive 15 passenger vans for my work. So I can kind of understand why he was a bit hesitant to just send the van into this. But it's kind of funny to me how like cautious he was about it. Like because I live in Arizona, a lot of our roads are dirt roads in Arizona. So I just send it all the time, the vans, and the kids like go flying. And it was funny about that. Sorry, this is gonna be awful of me. When you send it like that and you hit a bump and you look in your rearview mirror, you can tell exactly what kid's not buckled. And then you just like hit your brakes and be like, Sally, you need to buckle up. I am buckled. No, I don't think you're. I saw your head hit the ceiling right there. I don't think you are. So
that's like back in the day whenever you're on the back of the school bus and it hits a bump and then you hit the ceiling with your hand, being like, "Yeah, nailed it."
And then the bus driver would slam on the brakes. You need to buckle up. And you quickly buckle and you're like, But in like my case, because I'm so freaking old, we didn't have seatbelts. Do you guys? Is there still no seatbelts in buses?
No, last time I rode a school bus, there was no buckles. Well, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm on the autism spectrum, so I had to ride the special needs bus, and they had seatbelts, but regular school buses, no.
Yeah. So, there's none on my bus. Yeah. School bus. Yeah, school bus does not have seatbelts. Isn't that weird?
It's weird. I mean,
That's
it's weird that only the special needs bus has seatbelts.
uh, uh
You think
well,
all?
because you can
Yeah.
get some autistic kids that won't go into a bus or any vehicle unless they have a seatbelt on. Like I'm thinking of
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
I was just
Sheldon
gonna
Cooper right now.
say, I relate to Peridot from Steven Universe personally. I'm a
Oh,
gremlin, but I was gonna say, why wouldn't I almost said other seatbelts? Why wouldn't other school buses have seatbelts? Is just what I'm yelling about.
I have no idea. If you're internationally, like if you're in Europe or international, yes, American school buses, those big yellow buses. Oh, and by the way, they are a thing. They're not movie props. When I lived over in the United Kingdom, they were like, wait. Are yellow taxis and yellow buses really a thing? I'm like, yes, they are really a thing. I've been in both. One smells like pee and the other one has no seatbelts. So, but yes, yellow school buses are a thing. They're not just like movie props that you see in the movies. Those are real, and they don't have seatbelts. So, but anyways, the white van down this ravine, which was, I don't know, it was just fun. It was just fun watching like Quinn on the outside directing them. I don't know what it was. It was just. Did anyone else find that scene fun? Did you,
No,
Pastel?
I did. I definitely did.
It was. It was just. I don't know what it was. It was endearing, I guess. I don't know, but it was. It was nice. Because it's like the group is back and laughing, and we had that moment. I didn't mention that in the show beats, but we did have that moment with Matthias and Woods talking about the serum and that they're okay about it. You kind of got the hint of Woods. You kind of got a hint that they're still not okay about the whole Woods broke his serum and then immediately drank the serum that Matthias gave him. Because there's probably still some guilt there for Woods, and Matthias kind of shut it down so Woods wouldn't feel that guilty. Because, I mean, in Matthias's psyche, probably deep diving into the character. If you have any theories about this, raise your hand for the when we get done, when we open the stage to you. But the way I see it is that Matthias, how do I put this? Matthias doesn't want any guilt on Woods' part because he freely made this sacrifice, fully
Agreed.
knowing well that he did it freely. And he doesn't want he doesn't want Woods to feel guilty about it, about a decision that he made.
I agree.
And I mean, Woods will probably, no offense to Matthias and his self-sacrifice, but Woods will probably feel guilty about this until there is a solution. So there is, I mean, I don't think there's any bitterness towards each other. There probably still is weirdness to it, but it's more of a, how does Woods process this? How does Woods process that somebody took a bullet for him?
You mentioned if you had a theory about this, raise your hand. I actually do, that I've told you about before.
Oh, what is that?
I don't want to talk about it now since we're still doing
The show
video
boots.
beats.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll get back to that. So it was just nice to see our team kind of just being our team again, and nobody being at each other's throats. Nobody, like, we just had like a massive breakup. We had them being in danger. We had a sacrifice type of moment. And then it's just nice to come back to fun and games, you know, where their biggest worry is trying not to get the van stuck in the ditch. Maybe that's why I enjoyed that part so much, because it was like the biggest worry at that moment was don't get the van stuck in a ditch. So that's probably why I liked it. But so they reach a location that it's dark now. They reach the location where the pin is closest to on the map, but there is a fence. So when they get out there and they hop the fence, they notice that there is something off into the distance in the field. And when they get closer to it, it says 015 and basically the date 863. And that basically lets us know that those 015 was Wes's numbers on the D3B server. And so we can only presume that it was Wes that we saw being murdered on the 863 tape, because the dates line up. The 3 a.m. Location lines up to the headstone that this is Wes. And there's still kind of a mystery about whether Deb knows. So I'll get to that after we get to the show beats. I'll get to my theory about that. I've seen some theories on Spellbound, and I do have a theory that I'm going to read that a podcast listener had posted and tagged me in it before the podcast. And so I'll read that. But so they decide that they're going to stick around until 3 a.m. They set up a GoPro, which, did they find him, Patrick? Just, did they find Patrick's long lost GoPros? Or did he have to go out and buy new GoPros? But they attach it. What was that?
Said both.
Both, yeah, probably. But so then they attach it to a branch. And then they go into the van and they teach Matthias how to play slapjack after they eat snacks. And by the way, those gummy bears, if you have not tried those brand of gummy bears, I highly recommend them. You can sometimes find them at regular gas stations in the US, in the candy section. There's like a little like candy bar size package of them. They come in a white package. But I just did a road trip, and every time we stopped, I got a package of those because I have to admit, I saw Matthias eat those gummy bears, and I thought to myself, I should eat those gummy bears. So I do agree with them. They are the best gummy bears I have ever eaten. I've got my whole family hooked on them. So, in fact, my last birthday cake back in June, my birthday is June 20th. I am a Gemini, in case you were wondering. My last birthday cake had those gummy bears on top of them. It was delicious. So
that sounds like a cute birthday cake.
It was, my diet is that of a 7-year-old. And so therefore my birthday cake is going to be that of a 7-year-old's birthday cake. So who cares? I'm 33 and I'm going to have gummy bears on my dang birthday cake. So yeah, I'm an old fart. Sorry guys. Yeah. By the way, can I please stop getting, hey, are you single? DMs on Spellbound? Like, I don't want to close my DMs. Like, that's how you guys reach me. But there's so many, like, guys out there who've been like, hey, babe, are you single? Yeah, but I'm not ready to mingle. I'm just waiting on a Pringle.
Gross.
It is. It really is. Yes, I am single. No, I don't want to date you. So, end of that. So, the only one who has permission to flirt with me right now, he knows who he is. So, I'm just waiting for him to say something in the chat right now because I know he's here. He did. Shades is the only one who's allowed to flirt with me.
Well then, I see how this is.
He and I, it's like a running gag now. It's definitely a running gag. And I love it. I think it's funny that people are so invested in my love life. They either want to date me or they want me to date Shades. So maybe we should do a straw poll on that. What do you think, Shades?
What would your guys' ship name be? Shadiness?
Shadamus. Sorry. I don't know. No. Shan't. Or I don't know. Sharded.
I'm reading chat.
I am too.
All of them are awful. You guys need to be banned immediately.
This is so funny. Anyways. So, shame. The shame. All of these people are getting banned. Shades, don't you dare. You started this by the moment flirting with me. It's because
I'm the one who brought it up.
I said it. We said it in a podcast when he was my co-host. That there was a picture that I posted up on the Spellbound moderation, and he fell in love with me on that picture. He was just all like, "Oh my God, is that you, Artemis?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "That is a fantastic picture." I can't do his country accent, but he was so. Now it's just a running joke, just because he liked a picture of mine. So that's it. That's the love story right there. I'm sorry, but
better than Twilight.
It's true story. Better than Twilight. Yes, one day we will tell our kids he liked a picture of mine. Sorry. So I'm so taking rabbit trails because. This, I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. Our young son, Yancey. Oh, that's it. We're getting a divorce. Sorry.
And I'll be the lawyer.
Yes. Please. Yancey. Who the hell names their son Yancey? I'm so sorry if your name is Yancey out there.
I mean, Markiplier did.
I don't know. I'm gonna get canceled because I was like, who the heck is Yancey? Anyways, so our team goes back in the van. They show Matthias how to play Slapjack. But you can tell he's bored through it all because Slapjack really doesn't have that much thinking involved. And from what I know about Matt is that he needs like a thinking stimulating game type of thing. He's more of a chess player and not a Slapjack player. Wouldn't you say so?
I would say he's a slappy slap player, if anyone remembers that.
A slappy slap? I don't know what a slappy slap is.
Back in Matthias .1, before Doper Nope happened, back whenever Brian was Coast, they played a version of Slapjack, but instead of slapping hands, they slapped each other in the face.
Oh, well, I think that's just for Matthias to get a chance to slap Brian. That's my thinking.
Probably, more than likely.
Yeah, or his brother. Was Joey involved?
Nope, just him and Brian.
Yeah. He fully knew that he was going to win and he was going to be able to get to slap Brian, because Brian, I know that back in Doper Nope, Brian like would always like touch Matthias, and Matthias is like, "Oh, you're always touching me," and so like this was his like payback to like actually like slap Brian. At least that's what I remember. But I mean, again, I've only been a fan of Matthias for about 4 years. I'm not an old school fan. Sorry. But
no worries.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, here, unpopular opinion time, I'm not a fan of his music. Am I going to get canceled yet? I'm trying so hard to get canceled, apparently, today.
You're entitled to your opinions, and I respect your opinions.
Even though they're wrong, is that what you're thinking?
No.
No. Yeah, I just... I play them, so like I have a whole playlist full of Matthias music, because some teenage girls really love his music, and so when I'm transporting kids to and from school, they'll request Matthias music, so it's just easier to have him on a playlist, and then I just yell at Google to play him. But and Shades is singing it in the chat. But yeah, so we have them playing games, and then it's almost 3 a.m. They go and they decide not to wake up Woods. Why do you think that is, Pastel? Do you have a theory on that?
Is it okay if I break the spell, maybe?
Yep, go ahead.
Maybe he was just being hard-working boy and working on props and just passed out.
Yeah.
He stayed up too late.
Maybe.
Because everyone at 863 are workhorses.
I know that there was a stream. I think it was last week. There was a stream, and Matthias was taking a nap. But Woods was laying on the couch on a pillow, and he looked exhausted. I don't think this was the same day though, because they're not wearing the same clothes. And they did mention in the podcast, if you are not a premium member, plus.spelledbound.com, it's one of the premium features is we get a podcast 3 times a month. And in the podcast, Woods wasn't there. They said that he was traveling somewhere. So when they were doing this overnight thing, this could have been when he got back, I guess.
Oh, I forgot that they mentioned that, didn't they?
Yeah, so maybe he was Tire Boy. So
Furious Wolf said could be jet lag, more than likely.
Maybe. Though Woods doesn't seem like the jet type of person. Maybe he drove.
Yeah, pulled an all-nighter driving, which I don't recommend doing.
No, I've done that many, many times. The latest I have gone is I've gone 72 hours without sleep. So,
Oof.
Yeah.
I hit my heart.
And that's because I was driving. And that was the only driver on our road trip. So, but that was a fun road trip. We won't go into that. We won't go down that rabbit trail. But if you would like to know the road trip, come join the Discord and we'll talk about it in VC, because I am definitely hanging out after this episode, because I'm just definitely just doing a podcast for this long. There's so much I want to talk about. So if you want to know about my road trip and the 72 hours of tired Artemis and what I was doing, where I was going, and how did it end? And I can tell you, it did not end good. It was very scary. So if you want to know that story about me, I'll be hanging out in the Subject 4 podcast VC after this. So I'll catch you guys there and I'll tell you guys the story. But so when it's just interesting that they decided not to wake up. We watched the We Are 863. Shout out to Zoe. Please go buy her merch. I'm actually wearing her t-shirt right now. I can even post a picture of me wearing her t-shirt right now. But the We Are 863 this week featured a t-shirt. I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name if you're listening. I will give you credit. But you sent in a shirt. Somebody sent in a shirt, and they called Woods the Muscle. Did you catch that? Pastel, did you catch that episode?
I did.
Yeah, I don't know what the name was. If anyone knows, sorry, I dropped my phone. But if anyone knows, go ahead and let us know. Sorry, I'm looking for the picture of that I'm wearing.
No worries. While you're looking at that, I'm gonna go on and plug Emiko's merch because we neglected to say it.
Oh yes! Bad me. Bad. Go ahead, plug him.
Emiko got the lovely idea to make. How would you describe them? Mock-ups, just designs.
He was asked to use the designs that he was already posting on Spellbound. If they could, he was reached out by Bailey. I know the behind the scenes story. He was reached out by Bailey about making the merch for this season. So
yeah, I couldn't remember exactly how that went. I just know he was making fan art, and Bailey liked it, and they brought it up to Father that they wanted merch. Anyways, for a limited time, you can buy 3 lovely designs that Emiko made. There, thank you, airport. That there is a D3B, there is a counter agent and a life's blood vial, and I believe there is Syntech computers. And they are all amazing, and I bought all 3.
You bought all 3?
Yeah.
Also, we should also mention the fact that if you did buy a vinyl, those are coming out, and they shipped this week, I believe they said.
They did.
So if you did pre-order a vinyl, they are coming to you. You are not being neglected. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, well, I found the picture. I just wanted to post her Etsy. Airport.
Airport already did. I'll post it again.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and post me wearing her picture. Wearing her merch. Once again, if you're watching this, you're not gonna be able to see it. But there is me wearing her merch. And yes, I am biting the shirt. Leave me alone.
Hey, gotta get the logo somehow, dude.
I thought it was trying to be cute, but everyone was like making fun of me. So, but yes, I am wearing her merch right now. My favorite part of the shirt is actually Matthias's favorite part of the shirt, which is the little tag. My tag says 863 on the logo, and then it says I'm in on the other side. So it's really
awesome.
I know, and the holographic, like, it catches everyone's eye, and everyone's all like, what is that? What is Project 863? Are you part of a cult? I'm like, yes. Do you want to join? Do you have 30 minutes for me to tell you? Actually, it's not like 30 minutes. Do you have 3 hours for me to tell you all about Project 863? And would you like to join our cult?
I was going to say, the same Jacksepticeye. We don't got 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're the 3 hours. I don't remember how Jacksepticeye's whole spiel goes, but...
he was promoting a tour.
Yeah, but I don't remember how the spiel goes. I think... Oh, do you have 90 minutes? That's it. Do you have 90 minutes?
90, yes. Yeah. That was so long ago. I didn't even remember at this point.
Yeah. So...
Well, yes.
Clearly he is the muscle. Though I think if it came down to it, and Dad had a lightsaber, I think Dad could do some damage as well. But it's interesting that they let him sleep, and I do have some theories on that. Like, not theories, but things that I don't know. Should I share these?
Always.
I'll tell them at the end. Because these are like... I was talking to Emiko again before this, and I was like, oh, I would love to see this. And Emiko was like, oh my gosh, that would be scary. I'm like, yeah. So they decide to leave Sleeping Woods lie, and they go off to look at the gravestone. And Matthias notices that there is an object there, so he says, let me get my flashlight out. And the moment that the light hits the gravestone, pops up right next to the gravestone, pops up a phantom, red lights glowing, music being epic. They turn around and book it to the van. They're yelling at Woods to wake up, and all we see is that the subject 4 camera is getting into the van, and then it cuts. Creepy. That's where I jumped. That is where I jumped, because I was being distracted by a text message from Shades. But I was being distracted, and when the music, like, I looked up in time for the music to cue and the phantom to be there, and I was all like, ah! Like, was not expecting that. It was this, and I jumped. It was crazy. But this is one of my theories about having Woods asleep in the van. There's 2 theories. One theory is that they're trying to wake up Woods. They get into the van and they notice him sitting up, and his eyes are glowing red.
Dude.
Another theory is they get in the van, they're booking it down the street, and they realize Woods is no longer in the van.
Ooh. I like the second one.
You like the second one? Like, I'm all like, ooh. Like, oh my gosh, you guys thought Woods was not okay in the beginning of the season? Let's just take him out of the equation. Like, I mean, those 2 options would be spooky. But
Season
then
3, let's go rescue Woods.
The search for Woods. Where's
Woods?
I mean, if he is in the van and he has glowing red eyes, oh my gosh. Like,
We'll say you called it.
I mean, but the thing is like, that would explain some things. That would explain why he dropped the walkie and alerted the phantom. That would explain why the phantom had his key card. And that Woods is basically our mole. Because, I mean, we're still kind of looking for a mole. We forget about that, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but I don't know, though. Like, everyone's all like, I think it's Matthias. Matthias is safest. Like, nah. What if Woods is, like, part of this, like, cult and is a phantom? Like, that would be crazy. And that's why he drank without hesitation, that's why he drank the serum. Because he, like, I don't know. That would bring up more questions for me, but that would just make this spookiness. Or he could have just been tired and jet lagged and just been sleeping. Like,
or both.
And, like, usually the most dramatic theories that we can come up with, like, Woods isn't there or Woods is now a phantom. I would love to see that Woods is not there and it takes them a while to figure out where did Woods go. That, I mean, I could see that in the episode more than glowing red eyes in the, like, rearview mirror. Like, oh my God, sorry. That imagery right there. Like, I've been hanging out with Shades, the writer, too much, because it's like that imagery right there just, like, gave me the chills. But, sorry, my voice is cracking. But, so did you want to share your theory? What was this?
I most certainly can.
Okay, what was it?
Well, it's kind of lengthy, and there's a little bit of backstory.
Okay.
So, originally I was gonna make a video analysis. I apologize for my dog. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry, I had to calm her down. That they were all trying to process trauma in some way, and that's what led to Matt's outbursts. Because Matt himself has mentioned that he has OCD, and when you have OCD, you expect things to be planned a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever they aren't, you kind of have a meltdown in some way. And I think that's why Matt lashed out at Woods the first time. And then Matt, just under that stress, just kept getting more and more anxious, and that led to the split up. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah. Interesting. That is interesting, though.
Because, like, we never really talk about the mental health side of 863. It's all about, like, ailments. And, like,
Well, you
physical-
also like you need to be careful as a storyteller when you're talking about mental health because it could be triggering.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, I mean, if you do that if you do it with a Raven just said, or should we be talking about it? That is interesting. That is a good concept. I mean, if you do it in an educational way, I can see how it would be educational. It would be interesting, though. And I do like that theory. I do like it a lot.
Thank you.
Who do you think shot? Okay, there's two questions. Who do you think shot Wes?
Benjamin
Cobalt.
Mm-hmm.
And who do you think the Phantom is?
Good question. Because I saw a theory earlier that maybe Wes faked his death somehow. So my money is still on the Wes table somehow, because I'm just desperately trying to latch on to Wesley.
Let me go ahead and pull up something. Go ahead, keep talking.
I was just gonna say, because Deb and Wes are my parents, and I love them and I care about them.
I'm going to go ahead and read a theory that I saw on 863. They tagged me and Mistress Kaylin on it. It's Charlie Kingsley. And they said, okay, deep breath. That was so scary. So any theories? Mine is that Deb knows Wes died on 863, which is why it is named that. She also suspects that Cyphus either murdered or planned the murder of Wes. So Project 863 is for us to get revenge on Cyphus for Wes's murder. There's only a few problems. One, Deb mentioned 863's subject in the Mountaineer Side B tape. Deb must have had the project before 863, and if I'm right with my theory, because why would Sam be on a paper with her birthday before the paper that had her birthday that was before her birthday date? I'm very confused, and I'm in need of answers like I think you all do too. I'm going to go ahead and post this into the chat so you guys can look at it as a reference. Sorry for people who were watching on YouTube and Twitch, but if you join our Discord, link is in the description and you can join, you can see what we are talking about. So there's a couple of things here that I want to go over and I want to pick some of your guys' brains. Deb did mention 863 in the Mountaineer tape on the side B. She also said, I can save you this time. Which also clues us in that she knew that 863 was the murder date. Which also, she's been lying to her team when she says she doesn't know his whereabouts. Because she knew fully well he was murdered 863, and that 863 Project 863 is not to stop Cyphus. It is to save Wes. Because she said, I can save you this time, and mentions Project 863. We now know that 863 is the death state of Wes, which is why she said, I can save you. So we do have some more time travel with this, because she now predicts Wes's death before 863. She predicts Wes's death, and she predicts Samantha's birth date before her birth date. So she does, and she mentions timelines as well. So she knows this timeline. But how? She told the team that Project 863 was to stop Cyphus. But then again, she's telling Wes Project 863 is to save his life from being potentially murdered. Another question. Why was this in a trap designed for Deb? Why was this tape in a unlocked safe? One, why would you put it in a safe? And if you put it in a safe, you wanted to lock it. Otherwise, there's no difference of just setting it on the counter. So the safe was unlocked. And why would you put this tape in with a trap designed for Deb? There's those questions. I believe if we can answer those questions, not the freaking murder. Like, I don't know. I don't really care about who is the Phantom. I don't really care if there's actually somebody in the grave. There are too many questions on the character Deb that is being overlooked by the Phantom. Because we're so focused on the Phantom. We're so focused on the murder. We're so focused on the Mountaineer. We're so focused on Matthias being okay, the team being okay, that we're overshadowing a lot of questions. We're sweeping a lot of questions under the rug about Deb. And to me, if these core questions can get answered, we'll know the motive of 863. So to me, those are the theories I'm going to be interested in seeing this week. These are the conversations I'm going to be partaking in the most. Why was this tape in a trap for Deb in an unlocked safe? Why is she talking about Project 863 saying, I can save you, Wes, this time? She did say this time. I can save you this time. Using Project 863 before Wes's death. Like, I would stop playing her game until these questions are answered. Because it's just, what are we doing? Who are we working for? I don't know. So, do you have any theories about that?
Dude, you just blew my mind with what you had.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I do that a lot. I'm sorry. Ooh, Siraxa wrote something.
I was gonna say, he posted something earlier that I wanted to read off. I mean, come on. If she knew he was going to die on 863 ahead of time, why wouldn't she just say, hey, don't go to the office on that day? Sometimes, if you are a soothsayer, you can't deal with fate, as Doctor Who has told us.
There are some absolute dates that have to happen.
And maybe 863 was the absolute date.
What does Siraxa say here? How do we know that the murder wasn't just a serious injury? Maybe everyone thought he died, but the serum saved him, and now he needs it to live. Deb knows that he's still alive, but keeps it hidden from everyone post-murder, quotations. Could be when the audio tape was recorded. The videotape was in the trap to show Deb that they know that Wes isn't dead. Very good.
Siraxa also says he doesn't accept fixed points in time theory. She could have just stopped him from being shot in that day by not letting him go.
Shade says, but Deb is the only person on the inside of this that we can trust at this point. To me, John Doe has been more trustworthy than Deb.
And I totally agree with that, because he's proven that he can be trusted. Deb, she's hit and miss. I mean, the whole faking to be an AI, the kind of sort of manipulation with the 3 subjects. I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy with her.
Sorry. One of our moderators just brought a point up to me.
I would like to read this from Siroxa while you get that ready.
Go ahead.
Dev's motive is likely vengeance. John Doe's motive is most likely justice. John Doe doesn't work for Deb, even if they do know each other. And Deb has mentioned that she does know him, they just lost contact after a long time.
Can we agree that time travel and absolute dates is stretching for a mystery and detective story? Honestly, so is the serum. If we're going to talk about mystery and detective story, there's nothing in science that it's science fiction. The serum is.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing that you can inject your body that eats through plastic that you can actually inject to your body safely and be all right. like that's like injecting acetone into your body. So, I mean, we're playing with stuff here that is science fiction. So we have to kind of look at science fiction for this mystery, but I don't know. But let's go ahead and open up the stage. Oops.
Whoa.
Whoa, we get to talk to people. Once again, if you were going to partake in this second half of the podcast and you want to join the stage, it is like a Zoom call. You're going to raise your hand. When I have called your name out, you're going to click accept up at the top. And you can jump up on the stage and share whatever you want. Moderators, Siroxa, Shades, Airport, Ink Knight, if you guys are around and you want to jump up and give your 2 cents, you guys do not have to ask permission. You just go ahead and jump up. You should have that ability to just jump up whenever you want, which is scary. So, yeah, But if you guys want to jump up, go ahead. You want to put your 2 cents in, especially you, Siroxa, because you have a lot to say about this. I know you do.
I am interested in what he has to say.
Yes, Siroxa is big brain. But if you are going to jump up on stage with us and you have a question, a theory, or an observation, please make sure your background is free of background noise. Go to a quiet room. You must be at least over 14 years or older. If you sound younger, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to boot you off the stage because YouTube says I can't make money off of you, and this is being monetized on YouTube. So, but I mean, even if you're 14 years older, you can still write your theories in the comments. Like, you still participate in this conversation. But once again, let's go ahead and open up the stage. Anthony, I'm going to invite you. Sorry. If I know how to do this. Sorry, everyone on the Twitch and stuff. Why is it doing that? Looks like I can't bring up people. Airport, can you bring people up? Oh, no, still not working.
Yeah, we had this issue last week, didn't we?
I don't know. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. Anthony. I don't know why it's not letting me. Grace. Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So, did you have a question, observation, or theory?
More of an observation.
Okay.
I think they made a horrible mistake. They maybe set up the cameras and everything, but they should have dropped the pin and let John Doe know where that place is, and then investigate it in the morning. Mostly because now that uh, he saw them, he might dig up the body and get rid of all the evidence that's there.
And sorry, and the scene has been kind of compromised. Like
Yeah.
like Matthias pulled on that sleeve that kind of looked like a medical doctor's jacket.
I mean, me personally, I would have took that case, but really should have contacted John Doe and let him get into there to know where the body is, because now the body might not be there if they even tell them.
Yeah, and it is interesting that maybe it's because he got caught off guard, but in the beginning of our season here, Matthias was all ready to go bats up against the Phantom. And then
Another point, they never had their bats that time.
Yeah.
They brought bats all the time, and that's the one time they didn't bring them.
And they didn't even bring the muscle. Like, they let him sleep. But, yes, I do agree. That was a mistake. They compromised the crime scene. Who knows if that evidence can be processed, because it's now, I mean, it's a murder crime. It's like
It's where the possible body is buried. And in a lot of cases, if there's no body, there's no crime. Which is probably why it got put onto the no case part for John Doe. So now he has to, if he had a body, they would have been able to reopen the case better.
True. And, well, to me, murder, crime, you don't want to put your fingerprints on it. You don't even want your footprints around the crime scene, because this isn't where the crime happened, but this is where the body is, and so this is evidence, and so you should treat it respectfully as evidence. And here they are digging up stuff and moving things around, setting up GoPros, digging up a hole and stuff. So you don't know that trampling through there could be destroying so much evidence.
Also, the white cloth that was in that box, I'm pretty sure that's a bloody lab coat. Yeah,
I believe it will probably be. My theory is that it is Benjamin Cobalt's, and that it's going to be ripped, because we do know that the forensics team, John Doe's forensics team, found a lab coat material. And I believe what they found with the evidence in the Dope or Nope episode, I believe that was rayon, but singed rayon. I think that's what they found. I think that is the closest that we could come up with, was singed rayon material, which is not medical, but could be what our victim was wearing. Who knows? Or wait, if that is a medical coat, there's no reason for you to strip the body and bury it and then bury the clothes right next to it. So this has to be the killer's clothes. And the only person the only person we saw on the tape was the person that actually walked up, and they were wearing a medical doctor's jacket.
That's a smart point.
So, which would be interesting. That would fit our evidence, because the forensics team took the passenger seat, not the driver's seat. And the only reason why you would do that is because there's evidence inside that you need to get basically that. But then pool of blood was on the driver's side?
Because the driver was the one that was shot.
But
The driver's side was shot, but no matter with that close range, there's going to be blood spatter, and then when you move the body, there's going to be blood all over you from blood being all over the place. Especially if he had to move the driver out of that seat into the passenger seat so he could drive the van possibly, or had to move them at all. Their coat would be completely soaked.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that... Hi, Ink Knight. Do you have something? Okay. Do you have something, Ink Knight?
It's a different topic.
Okay. All right. What I was thinking... Okay, so what I was theorizing just now was that the person in the lab coat is the shooter. Because, can you, in the footage, can somebody has the footage, the mountaineer, right before the shot. Can you see the driver's side coat? Can you see the medical coat through the windshield? Because if you can, then we know that the only one wearing the medical jacket was the driver. If you guys know what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
There was coagulated blood in the passenger's floor. Coagulated blood. Go ahead. What was that?
I was gonna say it wasn't in the passenger seat. It was in the back behind the driver's seat where the blood pooled.
Could be from dragging the body. But the mysterious wolf, the pool of blood was behind the driver's seat. So that is why we always theorize that the passenger shot the driver. But why would you take off their clothes and put, unless you were wearing a lab coat as well? So what I'm saying is if you can see the driver wearing a lab coat, but you can't see the passenger wearing a lab coat, then we have an issue with our evidence. I think you can see the lab coat on subject 4L. It could be the lighting. No, because the shadows are cast. The shadow on the left side is not being cast like the car. So that means there is light hitting the passenger side. I'm sorry. I'm triangulating with shadows. Okay, so if you're looking at the Mountaineer, I'm still waiting on a really good photo of the Mountaineer. If you're looking at the Mountaineer and you see shadows on the left side, that means the passenger is going to be in complete darkness. But we don't see that shadow. So that means both sides are lit up at the, because we have two basically spotlights on them. The shadows are being cast in front of the Mountaineer, which means both of the people are in the same amount of light. And the driver, you can make out a faint white area, which is the driver's lab coat. I don't see any faint lights on the passenger side, so the passenger's not wearing a lab coat, right?
Right.
The camera angle might not be helping.
Yeah, it's not, but I'm even looking at the, you can see his medical jacket. You can't see the passenger side's medical jacket, which means the passenger's not wearing a medical jacket, which why would you strip somebody and then bury their clothes right next to them?
Normally you wouldn't. You would just strip your own clothes, any bloody evidence, and then put it normally next to the body, because if they found the body, they found the evidence
Maybe
enough
he
to
drove
catch you.
out to hide the body with the lab coat on to not seem suspicious.
True. Like, so what I'm saying, driver shoots passenger. I know it does not explain the blood pool. There's the bigger where you can see the shadows. Yeah. Maybe you can see a lab coat in there. That's like pre-flash, right? Maybe they're wearing a lab coat. Maybe they're both wearing lab coats.
Soroxa said passenger could be wearing light clothing. You can see a little bit of light color.
Yeah. Soroxa, the picture right above you by the Living Miracle, you can see white. Whether that be a flash from the muzzle, but you can see white. But I would agree with Anthony. It would not make sense for you to strip the body that you're burying.
Agreed.
Because, okay, this is my train of thought. I'm going to put it out there. If you can grab onto this, you can. If it blows your mind, don't worry about it. It's just Artemis ranting, okay? Driver comes up in a lab coat. We see dark passenger. Driver shoots dark passenger and then buries his lab coat that now has passenger's blood on in a box that's locked up next to the body, the dark passenger body you just buried. Now here's the evidence that would back it up. We have a missing passenger seat. That would mean that they were looking for the bullet. The problem with having the shooter in the passenger seat with the driver is, yes, the blood matches up, yeah, but he could have thrown the body. He could have thrown the body in the back seat, like on the floor, and the blood pooled there. And then you just had the luminol lighting up the fact that the driver may have touched the door jamb. It doesn't have to be blood. You just see because we don't see blood, we just see smears. So he wiped it down. That's the only evidence right there. The evidence, so the problem with the passenger shooting the driver's seat is we have a magic bullet.
And not the blender kind.
Yeah. The magic bullet is basically, so we have the passenger shooting the driver. The driver would either have the bullet stay in him like a cork, which would not explain the pooling in the back, because the bullet would come into the front, act as a cork, and you would get blood splatter on the dashboard and not behind the driver. To explain the blood pool in the back, you would have passenger shoot driver, bullet goes all the way through. Where's the magic bullet? Now, if we reverse it and we have the driver shooting the passenger, that would explain our missing bullet, because forensic has stolen the seat that the bullet is now lodged in. That would also explain that, and then I can just see driver getting out, pulling passenger, throwing him in the back seat. Therefore, the blood pools in the back seat. If that makes sense. And we do have blood spatter in the passenger front. It was like one of the first evidences that we found. The bullet could still be in the driver's seat. It could have gone through and then be recovered by the shooter. But there was no We found something in the driver's seat, didn't we? No, we didn't. That was in the back.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It
that
was
was in
the
the back.
It was the back driver's seat. And that was the journal.
It was the middle seat of the back seat.
The bullet could
think.
still be in the driver's seat. It could also have gone through and then be recovered by the shooter. But then that means he took out his sewing kit and sewed up the seat. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
You would
Well,
have
there were seat covers over the seats, so it's possible he just put a seat cover over it to hide the bullet hole. We didn't really remove them.
Does
And
anyone
there was covers.
Did they remove the seat covers?
Yeah, Matt did. In the front seat.
Yeah. There weren't any.
So I love how Siraxa
no
put that in bold letters. In the 18 years since the shooting.
Also possible the bullet's just still stuck in Wes.
But that's the thing. Then that would not explain the blood pool or the blood splatter behind Wes. Because when the body absorbs a bullet, it acts like a cork and it stops inside the body. So therefore you won't get any projectiles behind the body.
Not if you hit an artery.
See, okay, so they said there was spatter on the door, but the thing is that luminol also works on some cleaning agents. So wiping it down doesn't prove anything. What if the victim turned away planning to get out and was shot in the back of the head, went halfway through and stuck inside? You still have the bullet stuck inside our victim. I get that you have them turning, but then you would have the blood pool in the middle of the console.
I was trying to find this post that I saw a couple days ago on Reddit that was made by a crime scene reconstruction person. Do you mind if I post the link to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Felt like
100% warning on the link that that Pastel is posting. Could be gory. Is it gory?
cartoon gore.
Okay, but we are dealing with murder, guns, and blood. Sorry.
Oh, I understand.
Yep.
But if you want to take a look at that with me.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open it. Yep. Yeah, you would have the window being shattered. And you didn't
I have the part one.
You don't see the window being shattered.
So basically they're suggesting that there was a third person.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Where'd Artemis go?
I'm here.
She dropped.
Oh, did I? Dang it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm checking. Refresh.
Did I drop?
Yeah. She I think she died.
Oh, no.
I think Artemis went poof.
Oh, no. Well, guys, that's it for the podcast this afternoon. Thanks for stopping by.
Hold on.
We might have to leave, but we promised Panda that we would read her theory. And also, I don't know if you saw Pastel, but we sent a block of text.
I did not.
Basically, it was like it's timey-wimey stuff. We were leaving it more to the end because it's heavy.
I understand.
But basically, we have like Deb stuck in the right. And repeat this in case Artemis comes back meanwhile. But let's say that in one of those first loops, she falls onto the trap. And she sees it.
They said that she's still here. Do go on.
YouTube's still going.
Yeah, and she's in chat. She said BRB.
Oh. Well, let me see.
Do finish your saying, Lil. I'm very interested.
Hello, YouTube. Apparently, we're still alive.
She says she's being suppressed.
Oh God. Don't worry, we'll hold on the show for you.
Yeah, I did. Oh wait, she can't hear me. What am I doing?
Okay, there I am. I don't know what happened. Can you guys hear me? I'm not in VC at all.
Welcome to Artemis Bans Herself, the musical.
The invite is there. But yeah, as I'll go into Panda's series first since we're still. Wait, should I finish ours? Should I do Panda's?
And
Yeah, I mean Panda since she can talk, so.
Okay, there I am. Wait.
At least she was for 2 seconds.
I accidentally kicked her, I think.
Oh no.
You kick me.
I did. I said I was
I don't know what
disconnect
happened.
you.
I got suppressed and then I got banned and then I had to like
What happened?
I don't know. If we have a hacker here, I don't know. That's not
The
nice.
next prank you.
It wasn't nice. So, okay.
Basically, so we have Deb stuck in this time loop, right? Where she keeps, we don't know if she's like, the thing that you explained the other time where it's like wobbly and the 2 points get closer to each other. Is that it? I'm not sure.
You're talking about wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yes.
am.
Okay.
But we thought of a loop that Deb is stuck in an actual loop. And I don't think she really knows what the end goal is supposed to be, only that she's stuck in this loop like Groundhog Day. And she thinks that it's either stopping Nelson or saving Wes. And there's like this, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Life is Strange, the first game.
I love that. Yeah.
But what I came up with was that, okay, 863 is the absolute date. You can't change the fact. It was supposed to happen because, let's say that butterfly effect.
You're talking about the
what if it-
hurricane, right? The hurricane in Life is
Yeah.
Strange. Okay.
Basically, if Wes didn't die on the car, he would have died on the fire, or there would have been shady business, and the Syntech would have gone would have to close due to some reason or some shady business with the government. Who knows? It's speculation. But what we do know, she's trying to fix something, and that the entirety of the 863 project is her trying to fix this, and that she might have to end up with the conclusion that there was nothing she could do. She just had to let Wes die, Nelson win, end the project.
Okay. So I get. So she tried to. So in the Life is Strange theory, that's what we're going to name this. The Life is Strange theory. She tried to save Wes from the fire, but then caused his murder.
Basically.
So trapped in
know how
this, trapped in this loop. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense, because to be trapped in the loop, you can't make the decisions. You need to have somebody outside the loop to make the decisions, which is where 863 comes in, where subjects 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, basically.
And you know what?
And since we're such a huge amount of people, one single person could change the course of the entire thing.
Exactly. That's amazing. I want to back up your theory with something else. I was a guest with the Science Babes on their YouTube channel, and it was basically titled The Little Things. And one of the things that is little that we have all overlooked, every single one of us have overlooked this tiny thing, which has huge repercussions, is that we are known as subjects. Subjects 1, 2, 3, and 4, correct?
Yes.
On the paper, we're called patients. The subject file says patient. So that would explain us being outside the loop, and she's using us as patients. I don't want to be a patient. Sorry, John. Yeah, we are. Here, let me see. Let me pull up the subject files. Or if somebody has them handy. I know that people, I don't want to mess with anything. I don't want to accidentally ban myself again. But, does anyone have the subject file?
Did Deborah inject me with crippling anxiety? Is she the reason my brain has too much cortisol in it?
But yeah, Panda, it says that we're... Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Look, right there. It says right there on the top of Grace's. It says patient profile. Does not say subject. It says patient profile. And I know, let me see if I can find the original. Let me see if I think I have subject 1s in here somewhere. Yes, I do. Here's subject 1s.
Hold on, I'm doing some digging.
All right, so if you click on that, right there it says patient profile. It does not say subject. So that is a little thing that the science babes noticed because they were doing transcripts. I think it was Comp Sci Girl noticed it and immediately messaged Mistress Kaylin and was all like, did you know that she called us patients? Like, this is a patient file. It is not a subject file that we have all been calling it. It's a patient file. So
we're all part of the experiment.
We're part of this. This is one of the things that makes me think we're Deb's playthings.
Oh god, here comes the simulation theory again.
I don't know, but I can see that Deb would not see us as people, but patients to get her ultimate goal, which is to save Wes. Not to bring down Syntech, not to bring down Cyphus, but her ultimate goal is to save Wes. Our goal is to stop Syntech and to stop Cyphus. But she's manipulated that.
Yeah, basically.
Review boards looking at regulate the use of the terms patient and subject as not being interchangeable.
Artemis,
yes.
All three of the main subjects all say patient profile.
Yeah, it does. We don't have one on ourselves, though.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was corrupted. Maybe it's corrupted because ours is probably the only one that says subject. I don't know.
You do have a good point.
I don't know, though. So, but Ink Knight's theory about us, because the only way you could, like Groundhog's Day, the only way for you to break your loop is by, or
inserting the wild card.
Yes, having someone outside the loop break it for you. Which could be why she can't divulge that much information to us, because if she gives us the full amount of information, then that would cause us to be in the loop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What if I want to be in the loop?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Anthony, you've been on stage this entire time. What is your opinion? Welcome to the show.
The patience.
Everything that we just said.
Well, with the patient subject, it's possible that she was just hiding subjects 1, 2, and 3 in plain sight. So in case anybody went into her office to search her desk, they would just be seeing potential subjects. Potential patients, but it's actually her hiding us in plain sight.
I mean, I get that, but then wouldn't that look fishy to have a birthday that hasn't happened?
Well, hopefully they're not that bright of scientists.
At least they're not thorough scientists. They're kind of dumb. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I get what you're saying, and that's definitely a really good theory. But I don't know. Ink Knight, that was a brilliant theory, and it's one of those that we're not going to be able, like,
No sleep tonight for Artemis.
There's a theory that the Science Babes have created. Let me double check. If they have posted it, then I can talk about it. If they have not posted it, I can't talk about it because it's not my theory to talk about. Link. Let me look it up.
That's fair.
But it's one of my favorite theories. Oops. Okay. Comp sci. Let's go through your posting, comp sci. Internet, don't fail me now.
It was struggling whenever I hopped on.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, they talked about it. Okay. My favorite theory. I'll just go ahead and link this theory. You guys can check it out. It is my all-time favorite theory. But Ink Knight's theory is close. It's closing in on it because it answers so many questions. So there is the... I'm going to delete the embeds, though. You guys can enjoy that one. I'll kind of read through it if you guys want to look at it. It's the Medusa theory, an interesting coincidence or a deadly parallel. It's the theory that Cyphus didn't realize how poetic he was being using the snake logo as the Project Pegasus, or maybe he did. Today, the Science Babes are back with an interesting theory. We'll skip over there. The Hearts logo. We started with the heart one, thinking how it related to Heart's condition, life's blood, etc. Then we looked into the shape of the hearts. We're making some determining form that 3 hearts, 3 main leaders, Cyphus blue, Wes red, Deb yellow. Cyphus is blue. He is the head of the company, therefore being on top. Deb is yellow. She came later, therefore she's at the bottom. Wes is red. He is the left. He is to the left of Cyphus as co-founder, but looks to be held by both Cyphus and Deb. The yellow and blue are on top of where the red heart hooks in. The snake logo. This is where the bulk of this theory lies. The snake symbol is associated with Project Pegasus. Pegasus in Greek mythology is a winged horse that springs up from the body of Medusa at her death. This made us think that there could be a connection, 3 hearts, 3 snakes. It is parallel to the story of Medusa, and if so, then who is Medusa? Who is Medusa that will bring to... Medusa will die to bring about Pegasus. What Medusa's story, the betrayer woman, and basically goes into Medusa's story, and that that Medusa is Deb, Athena is Cyphus, Poseidon is Wes. And if you know anything about that terminology, that might fit you. But basically, Medusa worked for Athena in the temple, promising to remain pure, devoted to her work. Poseidon, however, lusted after her, eventually taking her and forcing himself on her. Rather than fault Poseidon, Athena, instead of punishing Medusa, cursed her to become a monster whose very look turns away men to stone. She was eventually hunted down and killed. Her head became the symbol of protection. Her blood was given to whatever, however you say that name, god of medicine, and divided. Blood from her left side was said to kill. Blood from her right side was to raise the dead. Can you guys see the parallels in that?
Yeah.
Basically, Deb's work could either kill or destroy. So you either have the counter agent or you have life's blood. 2 drops were also placed in a vial, one said to be a cure-all and one a deadly poison. This was given to whoever that is. Sorry, I can't pronounce names. So they have more details on that if you guys want to go into that. But to me, that I just love that theory because it fits Life's Blood, it fits Project Pegasus, it fits basically all our symbols, and it's one of my favorite theories of all time. But now Ink Knight's theory is now slowly becoming one of my favorites because it's got video games. So, I mean, if you have not played Life is Strange, highly recommend it so you can understand. Especially Life is Strange 1, or was it 2, Ink Knight? I think it was 1 that you were saying. But,
I think they mentioned 1.
Yeah. So, yeah. But back to Anthony. So sorry. You've basically sat up. You're basically one of the co-hosts today. I agree with you, going back to the root of your question. I agree with you. They should have phoned John Doe. They should have informed John Doe on this because he is the lead of the investigation. Maybe they didn't want to inform him until they knew what they had. Because that is definitely a Matthias thing to do. He doesn't want to bring in other people until he understands fully what he has, because then he can use that as leverage. And we have known him to do leverage on evidence and knowledge. So I can see that him wanting to understand exactly what they had. And there was no harm in his head to wait around until 3 o'clock, because honestly, that was one of the last things I thought that Cyphus was going to be. I mean, not Cyphus, but our Phantom was going to be right there at 3 a.m. It's a bit weird.
Which poses another question. Why are they visiting, probably, if I were to guess, every night at 3 a.m.? Why would a Phantom that possibly killed Wes want to visit their grave every night?
Remorse, maybe?
Or even crazier, it's actually Deb.
Dun dun dun.
I hate it. I hate that. I just hate it because it's like that would explain the loop. She just keeps showing up at 3 a.m. at the gravesite of her long lost lover.
Would explain the AI.
Yeah, that would explain that the AI has to take over because she's trapped in this loop.
Yeah.
Interesting. Or I'm going.
Everybody was like, Wes is the first. There was like, Cyphus is the Phantom. Wes is the Phantom. Let's go with Deb now.
Might as well. Or, well, I think the popular opinion today is, no, I think the popular opinion today is Deb. Interesting. I hate it. I hate it because it's just, if it's Deb, I'm all
Deb, we've been thrown for a loop this whole time.
She eventually got trapped in one of those facilities and actually did get turned by Cyphus.
I'm just waiting for someone else to say this person's name is the Phantom.
We probably won't find that out until
not
only do we have pictures
Bailey!
that go with the names, but people's after we finally take the mask off, we gotta Scooby-Doo them.
Bailey, would you like to hop up? I'll send you the invite. If you want to come up, you can come up. Or Pastel, can you invite her up? For some reason, it's still not working.
I will try.
You just right-click their name and invite to become speaker. There you go.
Yes, I did it.
Yay. So Bailey, if you want to come up, you can come up. Let me see. Yeah, you are invited. Okay.
Party, you're invited.
Apparently she's at work and she can't do that.
That's fine.
Oh.
That's fine.
I'm sure your boss wouldn't care.
Or he would. Her boss can be mean. No, I'm just kidding. Uh-oh. Where did Pastel go?
She got kicked out.
I don't know. We're just having glitches all over. We're going to probably wrap up soon, but...
Either that or one of your moderators is just trying to have fun with you guys. I don't know.
Oh, no. I have no idea, but we did have glitches last week. So I'm wondering... Where did Pastel... Is she even in the chat?
Yeah, she's in the chat.
I no see her. Weird.
I got kicked.
Okay, there you are. Welcome back.
I forgot I had the option to join automatically.
Yes, all the moderators do. Because I don't like sitting here talking to myself. And I lose like connection a lot too because my Wi-Fi isn't the greatest. My new modem should be coming in soon, so I'll be a little bit more powerful. And hopefully in season 3, I will actually have a computer and not just a laptop working from it. So, but thank you so much, Anthony. We're gonna go ahead and pull somebody else.
Thanks for having me.
You have a great day.
May I pick
You
our
too.
final speaker? Bye, Anthony.
Yeah.
Bye.
As you said, we're getting ready to wrap up.
Yeah. Can you move Anthony to the audience? I can't. I have no control. Yep, you're in control of the audience today. I don't know why.
Oh, I am in power.
I think I know why, but I'm not gonna do anything about it right now.
No. Can I invite Raven?
Yeah, you can do whoever you want.
Raven, I'm going to invite you to speak.
Hello.
Hi, Raven.
Hello. Okay.
How are you?
Good. Struck
Let
up
me-
the episode.
Have you recovered from the episode?
Yeah. Still recovering.
Okay, so did you have a question, a theory, or an observation?
Did anyone see the egg? Like.
Oh,
I never said this in before.
The
But-
spider
spider.
egg?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you not see it?
That said in the episode, that's the reason why that radiation spiked up a lot. I'm curious as to why. Because normally eggs don't do that unless it's radioactive or something. Like something would have happened to the egg to make the Geiger counter spike up to 103. Like,
I mean, we do have a shed that could have lead in it.
True.
We do have Matthias, who's radioactive.
You did mention that it could be him.
So, I mean, we do. I'm thinking it's just a really old shed built back in like the 50s with radioactive material, lead paint, lead paneling, or whatever. We also, I know that some Geiger counters can pick up EMF. So, I don't really know the type of model. unless somebody's already done their research, like Siraxa, on what type of Geiger counter they're working with. I know that the last Geiger counter they were working with, it did not pick up EMFs, but then again, it would be weird that they're picking up EMFs in a shed that doesn't have any electricity.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what EMF stands for, but
Electronic magnetic field.
So microwave.
Kind of. I mean, if you watch any ghost hunters type of shows, they say that ghosts produce a lot of EMFs. Again, this is not science bound. This is science bound, though. There are some like old-fashioned lights that emit EMFs, and if you are in a high EMF area, it can cause you to have a sense of paranoia, a sense of hallucinations, nauseousness. And so like a lot of people who experience like ghost type phenomenon, and I put ghost in quotations, air quotations that you couldn't see, but a lot of people who experience ghost like phenomenon, a lot of it is because they're just EMF sensitive. And so they're basically hallucinating and get that sense of paranoia because of EMF. And it's just a weird thing that affects the brain. That is science bound, by the way. It is not science bound that ghosts produce high EMF. It is a little bit of a coinkadink. But it's also a little coincidence that a ghost emits high EMF when you get symptoms of a ghost in high EMF areas. I think that's coincidental. And that science isn't founded on it. And don't even get me started on divining rods. So, but yeah. But some Geiger counters can miscommunicate high EMF for radiation. And also, there's also natural radiation all around us. If you, I mean, space has radiation and we're not even up there, but that's because of the sun. Our sun is basically a radiation factory.
It's like a deadly laser.
It is. It's a deadly light bulb in the sky. That's why we have the ozone to protect us, which we have a hole in, which causes skin cancer. But
yeah, melanoma.
Yay, melanoma. So, I mean, there's also natural background radiation. You also have radiation from the Big Bang, the cosmic radiation from the Big Bang. You can see this radiation from the Big Bang if you turn on an old-fashioned television and you pick up the static channel. And once you do that, let it sit there for 5 minutes, then lick the TV. It tastes like ice cream. Little Discord joke right there for you. But, yeah, everyone's posting it now. I love you guys. But that's cosmic radiation. So there's a lot of things that the Geiger counter could have been picking up. And the fact is our team really doesn't accurately know how to use a Geiger counter. And if Matthias is radioactive, I would really love to see them point the Geiger counter at him and see what that does.
Especially his kidneys, like in his lower back.
Yeah, that would be an area. His lungs, where he breathes in the stuff, because he didn't inject it, he didn't ingest it. It was inhaled. So, but it would be interesting to see where he's more radioactive. But then again, our team really doesn't accurately know how to use a Geiger counter and measure it. So I honestly, I just think it was just cosmic radiation background that they were picking up, which, I mean, it freaks out anyone. If you order a Geiger counter and you turn it on and you immediately pick up a signal, it's a little bit scary. But the thing is like, this is the day and age we live in. We live with this, and cosmic radiation is all around us. It's what formed us with the Big Bang. So, I'll go ahead and leave that with that. But thank you, Raven. I do want to get to one more person. Thank you so much, Raven. Can you move them, Pastel?
Yes.
And can you bring up Panda?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Panda, I invited you to speak.
Hi, Panda.
Hello.
I was able to slip you right in. So, did you have a question, comment, or theory?
Actually, I have a theory about today's video.
Okay.
So basically, I think that Wesley actually didn't get killed in the Mountaineer. Like, I think that this was all a ploy to get Dee to be lured into a trap.
So they're holding Wes hostage.
Pretty much.
Which would explain why you would have that in a trap.
Yeah. Like, hold on.
Well, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, because I was thinking, since it seems like Dee and Wes had a relationship together, or at least really liked each other or something. So I would think if Dee found out that Wesley was killed, then she would go and obviously go to his grave. But then if she went to the grave, it seems like, by what we saw at the end of the video, which this could lead back to another theory, that Wes is the Phantom, then therefore maybe he was trying to lure her in to go see the grave. I guess it's like a trap, because this is a few years after he has been injected.
Okay, let me build upon your theory really quick.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, we know that Deb can sense timelines and sense the future. What if Cyphus can do it too? And
Jeez.
Cyphus knows that Deb is going to eventually come to the gravesite at 3 a.m. He doesn't know when, but he knows that this is going to happen. So instead, our team does it.
That could be a really good point, actually.
So our Phantom knows, under the guidance of Cyphus, because we do know he's communicating with somebody because of the conversation that he had that they listened in on in the Tesla, that maybe that is one of the things that the Cyphus has the Phantom doing, is watching the gravesite at 3 a.m. every single day for 18 years, because he knows that Deb is going to be there one of these days.
Yeah, I feel like he's just been waiting all these years for someone to show up, and then finally, when he saw that someone actually showed up, he obviously stood up. And I feel like, too, it could be either Wes ployed Dee somehow, or he's trying to ploy someone, or it could be somehow, because Life's Blood has the word life in it, somehow he could have been revived by Life's Blood or something, and he could only come out at 3 a.m., which could prove some type of ghost theory, too.
Well, I know. Isn't 3 a.m. the witching hour?
Yeah.
And for those of you who are more scientific and don't know about spiritualism, let me go ahead and look that up for us. I just know it because I do watch ghost hunter shows. I find them interesting.
Same.
The only reason I know about it is because in high school I had to read the book called The Crucible, and that was heavily referenced in it.
Yeah, there's been a few stories that I've read that had to do with like ghosts and the paranormal and stuff. Because I like mystery stuff a lot, obviously, because I watch 863.
In folklore, witching hour or the devil's hour is a time of night that is associated with supernatural events, whereby witches, demons, and ghosts are thought to appear and to be at their most powerful. The term now is widespread usage that is associated with human psychology and behavior to more superstitious phenomenon such as luck. The phrase witching hour began at least as early as 1775 in the poem Night and Ode by Reverend Matthew West. Through its origins may go further back to 1535, where the Catholic Church prohibited activities during 3 to 4 a.m. time frame due to the emerging fears about witchcraft in Europe. So basically, the witching hour is the Catholics' fault. Sorry.
But right.
Basically, 1535, the Catholic Church banned people from doing any kind of activities because they were afraid of witches. And this is back like during the witch trials. In Western Christian tradition, the hour 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. was considered the period of peak supernatural activity. This time is also referred to the devil's hour due to it being a mocking inversion of time. Oh my God. We had time in here. Mocking inversion of the time in which Jesus supposedly died, which was 3 p.m. So basically, the devil's hour is the opposite of when Jesus has died. So the opposite of 3 p.m. would be 3 a.m. Time. Okay, I'm looking at Wikipedia, the witching hour. All you have to do is just Google witching hour and go to the Wikipedia. They have a section here called time. There are multiple times that can be considered witching hours. Some claim to be the time between 12 and 1 a.m., while others claim that this is increased in supernatural activity between sunset and sunrise. Well, basically nighttime. During the time in which this term originated, many people had sleeping schedules that meant that they were awake during the middle of the night. Nonetheless, there is psychological literature suggesting the apparitional experiences and sensed presences are most common during the hours 2 to 4 a.m., corresponding with 3 a.m. peak in the amount of melatonin in the body. Ooh, I like that.
I'm always up at 3 a.m. Does that mean I'm a demon?
Well, the thing is that if you go to bed, like, let's think back in the day, you had to do everything by lantern. You had to do everything by candlelight. So usually you go to bed as soon as the sun goes down. Because, I mean, you're not going to go see a movie. Like, there's nothing to do once the sun goes down. You can't see your crops. You can't see your sewing. You can't see, like, each other. So you usually go to bed when the sun goes down. But the thing is that the human body, the peak of melatonin, if you go to bed when the sun goes down, the peak of melatonin is going to happen at 3 a.m. And when you have the peak amount of melatonin in your body is when your body is in REM sleep, which is the dreaming hour. So you're dreaming at 3 a.m. So that is where the brain is most active. So they're saying because of this could be why it's like an eerie amount of time, because that's when if you're awake during this time, this is when everyone's brains are active around you dreaming, but you're awake. I know that there was a Doctor Who episode. Sorry, Dad, if you're listening. I like Doctor Who. Leave me alone. But there is a Doctor Who episode where they are trying to find, it is the 12th Doctor. And he's trying to find a perfectly hidden creature, and they go to Pink's room when he was a boy, and he's afraid of a monster under his bed. And Clara says something about if you're clever enough, you can hear people's dreams. So it's just an interesting poetic thing I'm going to throw out there. But the witching, it is interesting that we are at a gravesite at a witching hour where demons are the strongest. So
Yeah.
I'll leave you guys with that.
Okay. I was gonna say too, to add on to that thing with like the whole time thing you're mentioning. This could reference to too. He comes out at 3 a.m., but maybe it is an inversion. So like maybe the murder happened at 3 p.m., which it did seem to be dark on the tape, but that could have been just because they were old security cameras.
Thank you so much. We are 863 for the raid. They raided us over on Twitch. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Nice.
Love you.
Yes, Jordan and Angel are amazing.
Yeah.
I did. Okay, Shades said something just now. In typical Shades fashion, it's giving me a headache. Why do we call them phantoms?
Whoa. I just made a big connection with that because there has been proof that the ghost hunting part of 863 is obviously part of 863. And now we know that those ghosts somehow are related to the story. So could this mean that the phantoms are actually somehow some type of reincarnation of people who were like killed by the wife's blood or something?
Yeah, sorry, it's we are subject for. I was reading Ink Knight, sorry. Soroxa, hold on, Soroxa says we don't call them phantoms. Deb does. Why would she call them a phantom? Like, the definition of phantom. Let me pop on over. Definition of phantom: a figment of the imagination.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh.
So we have a figment of imagination showing up at a grave site at the witching hour. Thoughts?
That fits too well.
Anyone got any thoughts? Anyone that can help me?
I don't know what to say about that.
Me neither.
I need medication.
I know, Brett, I just did that noise. A figment of an imagination showing up at a gravesite at 3 a.m., the witching hour. Like,
Oh.
I want to cuss so bad. But WTF?
Exactly how I feel.
I mean, is this... No, it's on camera. Like, it has to be. It's on camera, right, guys? It's on camera.
Yeah.
Oh. Joshy, I just did. Just say WTF. Soroxa, the phantoms are obviously real. You can't film your imagination. Or can you? Can we all be infected by this stupid life's blood and that it's already too late for us?
Hear me out. We're all tripping in a hospital bed.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't look good in a hospital gown. Hospital gowns make my butt look fat.
You have one?
Mine
was surgically removed.
But this could also go along with the whole theory. Anyhow, they like to like disprove it, and we are 863. But the whole theory of the hospital episode being some type of fever dream or something, this could also relate to the fact of that maybe after the whole trap happened, somehow we were all affected by the life's blood, and then now we're just in some other
it's
timeline
already
or something.
it's already too late for us. Like our goal is to stop Cyphus. What if Cyphus has already done it?
Yeah,
And we're all
like,
infected. But then again, Sirax is like, why is it coming up on the recording? Because we're infected, so that we're already seeing what's on the recording, and people outside of us don't see what the big deal is.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, if at the end of this 4 years, we look back on all the Phantom tapes and it's all been deleted, I'm going to lose my freaking mind.
I'm gonna
Me too.
go to psych ward after that.
I mean,
Siraxa, Discord won't let you upload a blank emote, and he just posted our emote. Siraxa, play along, buddy. Wake up, Artemis. I am awake.
You don't sound awake.
I am. In my head, just I don't think I'm asleep. A figment of an imagination shows up 3 a.m. at a gravesite. Oh my gosh.
You're thinking too hard.
Yeah.
Anyways, on that happy note, we're going to end the podcast. Oh, I hate to do it to you guys, but yep, this is where we're going to lead the podcast.
Leave them on a cliffhanger.
Y'all talking yourself down a crazy rabbit hole. Siraxa, come down with us. It's fun down here. We've got Snuggies and popcorn.
We got those really good gummy bears.
Yes, we do. We have the very good gummy bears. Like, amazing gummy bears. But anyway, I do want to say that the conversation does not end here. If you have come from We Are Subject 4 raid, thank you guys so much. You caught us at an extremely dark rabbit hole. But it was fun. Like, it's fun to go down these rabbit holes and make the left side of my brain like twitch. Like, it's like right above my eyebrow twitches. Anyway, it's fun. We invite everyone to the Discord. I do have that story to share to everyone. If you want to know about the time I stayed up 72 hours, and I'll just throw this in here. 72 hours, and there may or may not have been a time that I was lost downtown Los Angeles. Fun. But we're going to go hang out in the VC. The conversation does not end here. We have the Science Babes on YouTube. They have their own YouTube channel. Please check them out. All you have to do is type in Project 863 Science Babes, and boom, you got their YouTube channel. Or we also have We Are Subject 4 on Twitch. We have so many creators and so many more other podcasts coming out. We do have the Mountaineer Mysteries on YouTube. There's also our Discord, our VC. There is plus.spellbound.com where you can join for free, and you can make your theories, and you can do exactly what some posters have done. You can tag me in those theories and let's discuss it. If it is a theory that I like, I am a moderator on Spellbound Plus. So if I can do something called cheer, and what that does is it sends everyone who's following me will get your post in their feed because I have not cheered it, but recommended it. And so that we can all Subject 4 podcast crew basically discuss these theories that I am also getting. So we can all have a conversation in the comments down below. And I do want to take a page out of the Science Babes notebooks. Theories are built to be disproven or to be built upon. So when you post a theory and somebody posts evidence of disproving your theory, please don't be butthurt about it. Like it happens all the time. That's, you either build upon that theory or you let it go. But if you get stuck on a theory, you're going to put blinders on, and that will make you basically emotionally attached to your theories. And you should never do that in science, and you should never do that on brainstorming. So we're all part of our community. If somebody debunks your theory, it's okay. Like, thank them for that, and then ask them what their theories are and have a conversation. And through our conversations is when we are going to build better theories for our team. And that is why Subject 4 is the best subject. We have no idea. We have no idea if we're patients in all this. Let's just hope that we're subjects and subjects 1, 2, and 3 are patients. And we're just helping them. So maybe that's more like it. But once again, thank you, everyone. We love you. Thank you for your support. And one other announcement. I am part of a fantastic crew. We were supposed to stream this weekend, but that did not happen because of sicknesses and technical difficulties. But be on the lookout. Follow me on Spellbound, or we'll announce it on the podcast, or you can even follow Soroxa, Bailey, Chanel, Matthias, Amon, Angel, and Jordan. They are all part of this campaign. We are doing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We are all together going to be going through a campaign that is coming out of Amon's head. So they have something very special for us, and that we're all on this together. And it is called Spellbound and Dragons. So look for that on Spellbound Plus. We'll announce it there. We'll also announce it on the Discord if you are also a member on the Discord, and we hope to see you get there. The first person who will be streaming it will be Bailey. And so we all have our characters. We're all super excited. It's just finding time, because this weekend is going to be very busy for a lot of our members. So just look for us in our announcements. Hopefully next week we'll be able to give you a time of when we can actually record that for you guys and stream it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. If you have never played Dungeons and Dragons, I highly recommend you watch the stream, because there's a lot of people who have never played Dungeons and Dragons. I have actually never played as a player Dungeons and Dragons. I have always been DM, which is weird, that because I'm usually building the world, but this time we have Amon building the world, and we are taking turns as dungeon master. And I'm super excited when Chanel or Matthias steps up or even Soroxa. Oh my gosh, the world that Soroxa can build. I will love it. Like, I'm just so excited. This crew, it's just a project that I'm really, really stoked for. And I'm really excited about the excitement that we got this weekend. And we're so sorry that we had to cancel. But I mean, we could have continued without one member, but then when another member was having difficulties, it was like, well, we'll just make it at another time. So be on the lookout for that. I'm super excited for that. And okay, and we'll see you guys on the Discord. We'll see you on plus.spellbound.com, but also catch you on the Reddit. Post those theories, create art, tag me in it. And I love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.